last week, the S&P has fallen 10%. The NASDAQ is much worse. Guys, it's going to get worse than this. Those people calling for a bottom are absolutely crazy. In the long run, stocks are a weighing machine. In the short run, they're a voting machine. Prices have been overpriced for a long time. I've been screaming this. Go watch our videos for the last 2.5 years. I've been saying it's been overpriced. People call me a perma bear. I am not. I actually have positions in to buy stocks at lower prices. If I'm a perma bear, I would never be buying that. Just keep in mind, guys, fundamentals matter. The market is down almost 5% today, the NASDAQ. It is crazy. It will get worse. This is not meant to scare, not meant to think you. Stay true to your process. If you're a dollar cost averaging into low cost index funds, do not stop doing that. You never know what's going to happen in the future. And if you try to time things, you will absolutely screw up and hurt your financial future. Your job. Look at this map, by the way. This is the heat map of the market today. I count 6 or 7 stocks that are up today in the S&P 500. Your job in the stock market. Over long periods of time, the value of the stock market is going to go like this. But here's what's going to actually happen to the price. If you dollar cost average all the way up and down, you're going to overpay sometimes and you're going to underpay. What happens when you try to jump in and out of the market is you go all in here and you exit right here and then come back over here. You miss out on, you enter at the wrong times, you exit at the wrong times, and you re-enter at the wrong times. This is an absolute fact. This is not meant to sit there and say, oh, and if you think you're going to be different, guys, there's very few of us who are different about that. I look at these opportunities with such excitement. Today, right before we did this video, I'm going, come on, NASDAQ, 5%. Give me 5%. I don't think it finished at 5%. It's not even done yet. We got a minute left. Guys, it will get worse. But the great news for you is, as it gets worse, it gives you an opportunity to dollar cost average and buy at lower prices. If you're taking a portion of your money to buy individual stocks and you're following our process, this is a great day to sit there and look at your stocks that you want and see, are they at the place you want to buy them in at? And if they are, you start a position there, or you add to a position. That's the process. Every great investor in time has done this. Now, for those of you who might get scared, I want to remind you, go back in history, back to 1900 to today. Go look at the stock market and then go look at all the bad things that have happened, the recessions, the depressions, the catastrophes, the terrorist attack, the assassination, every bad thing that's happened. And guess what the stock market has done the entire time? Over a long period of time, it goes up. Why? Because this country is still growing. Don't worry about the minutia of the details. 9/11 was the worst terrorist attack that ever happened, and the NASDAQ is currently, I think, 10 times higher than it was after the crash of the NASDAQ. That's incredible. We were attacked by a guy in a cave in the Middle East with our own planes, and we're 10 times higher just 21 years later. Think about that. The country is resilient. The country is great. We are going to have a better economy and better future. But what your job is to get rid of all the noise. Reprogram yourself. In our community, I love seeing the conversations in our community. We have our chat, and I literally see people saying, this is what we're trained to do. Enjoy the down days, and remember this is a process, and to not have FOMO. There will be worse days than there are today. There will be far worse days. But your job is to not worry about it, because you never know when those days are going to happen, and you never know when the great days are going to happen. The COVID crash was a 40% fall in 1 month. I thought stocks were going to go lower. Guess what? They went this way. I could have never guessed that. You could never guess that. We could have never guessed that we went from literally a 40% crash, the fastest 40% drop in history, to the biggest run-up in history ever. That's what happens. You can't guess that. Just dollar cost average every single month. This is the way to do it. It's tried and true, and it works. If you try to time it, you will do worse than the market, 100% guaranteed. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, you'll do worse than the market. But if you have a great process, and part of that process is dollar cost averaging, you will do better. I sold a bunch of puts in the last 3 days on stocks I wanted at lower prices. All those puts have gone against me. And guess what I do? I'm cheering it on. because that means I get the companies I want, the prices I want, or I get to write more puts every single day for those same companies at even lower prices. I'm happy to do that. I will gladly do that day in and day out. When's this market going to turn? I have no idea. When's the bottom going to happen? I have no idea. I have no clue. All I know is there are companies out there that currently fit my criteria. And I know that based on history, based on the 3 best metrics of all time, 10-year cyclically adjusted PE ratio, the stock market GDP ratio, which Warren Buffett considers the best ever value metric at any given time, and the price to sales ratio all say we have a lot more fall to happen. Don't listen to the Jim Cramers of the world. Don't listen to Cathie Wood. They have no idea what they're talking about. They are stupid. Stop listening to them. They're dumb. They have no clue what they're talking about. Jim Cramer the other day said, zilch, zero chance we're hitting a recession. I don't know if we're in a recession or not, but it's been a while, and there was a lot of data out there not showing good things. But I'll let the government tell us we're in a recession. Why? Because to me, it's about buying great companies at great prices. Those 3 metrics I mentioned all say that we have a lot more to fall. A lot more to fall. And when people in our community, they're programmed to believe this is great. Why? Because they buy into it. They buy into the process. Have you ever been searching for some way of understanding it? This is the way to do it. It's going to get worse. But the good news is when it gets worse, it gets better for the investor. It gets worse for the speculator who has no idea what they're talking about. So you have a decision to make. Are you an investor? Or are you a speculator? If this makes sense to you, go watch our next video on our value investing process. Thank you very much.